Hi, today I'm going to talk about Puppeteer, which is a UI UX testing framework. This is pretty popular with developers so that they can do their functional testing. And this framework is supported by Chromium. This is built by Google in 2017, and it's getting really popular as an alternative to Selenium. But one thing you got to remember is this is only run on the Chrome browser. So it's pretty much a Node.js framework. So like it says, it's a library which provides high-level API for control of Chrome and Chromium over the development of tools protocol for Chrome. So what it's basically saying is that you can run like your API test or an end-to-end test using Puppeteer. To begin with, I want to basically show you how you can install Puppeteer. And there's a couple of other libraries that we use in this, which is called Mocha and Chai. Mocha is basically a JavaScript framework running on Node.js in the browser, and it makes a lot of asynchronous call, which is what we use in Puppeteer. It's not synchronous, it's asynchronous, which means that there is a certain level of wait that happens before a command is executed. But don't be fooled by it. It's really fast compared to Selenium. And one of the main things is that it can run headless, which means you don't have to open a browser. It runs without opening a browser. It gives you that option. You can also do it by opening a browser. And the other library is Chai, which is used for the assertion of your elements on the screen. So let me get started. This is a brief introduction of what the framework does. So I also want to briefly talk about the editors that I'm using for this exercise. So there are a couple of editors that you can use. I'm using Visual Studio Code, which is a free editor. You can just download it from Mac and then start using it. The other popular one is Atom. This is again free. Some folks use this. It's just a personal preference. So I'm just going with Visual Studio Code. Just download it and you can get going. Okay, so then what you really want first is to download Node.js. So you can pick your operating system here, if it's Windows, Mac, Linux, or any other operating system that you want to use. So I'm using Mac and I have downloaded it into my Mac machine. So I'm just going to go into my terminal and say, so if you have installed everything right, then you can just type node dash dash version. It'll show you your version number, and the other thing that you want to look for is npm version. So npm is the library that you use to build all your libraries like Puppeteer, Chai, and Mocha. You run it with an npm command. So that's why we want to make sure that you have both of these libraries installed on your machine. So next thing you want to do is create a project. So let's do demo Puppeteer. That's what I'll call it. So we created a project. So let's go into my Visual Studio and open my um, project. And then what I'm going to do is now create a new folder under which I will say tests project, and we will have all our tests running under this folder. So now I have opened a new terminal here, and I'm just going to do pwd to see where I am. So I'm in the right project, and now I need to install uh, a couple of libraries, that is Puppeteer, Chai, and Mocha to start with. So what I have to run first is npm init. So it's going to ask me a package name. I'm just going to say it's a puppeteer project. The version is the same. I can just description a demo for puppeteer. Puppeteer. Okay, puppeteer. Sorry, I just got this name wrong. Puppeteer. Entry point, I can just leave that as is. The test command, I can just ignore it for now. Git repository, I can leave that as is. I can say chai mocha, and then I can say puppeteer test automation. These are some of the keywords that you want. If you want, you can put in your name. That's pretty much it. Is that okay? Say yes. And there you go. And if you go into the test project and then you say package.json, you can see these are some of the things that's been installed. And now this is basically the keywords that's there. Now what we have to do is go and install the packages. So I'm just going to copy this npm install. So the install is done. You can see it installed Chai Puppeteer Mocha. It just takes a few minutes. I just stopped the video for some time, but if you go back into package.json, you can see all of those libraries that's been installed with the versions. This dependency. Package lock JSON is which will give you a more in-depth detail of what are the dependencies that got installed along with these libraries. So that's what you see here. This is a non-editable JSON. You cannot really go and edit this. So you just this is something that's been built by npm as you install these libraries. So this is where you can just go and check if everything is good. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for now. And then